making his Dow County studio debut. Please give a nice warm round of applause for Roderick Bentley.
Thanks a lot, Bobby. I mean, Chris. Tao Studio, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Good to see you. Miss Bailey, I got a sister named Nikki. Her name is Nikki Bentley. So, man, that's so cool that you could say something I like too, man. Dog and Prozac made my day. Dog and Prozac made my day. You guys, man, are a good audience. You look so good today. Give yourselves a hand. You look so good, you put me in that good place, that happy place. You know that place I'm talking about, right? When you see a sunset on the beach or a waterfall, you know where my good place is? When I see that LA County Jail black and white bus and I'm not on it. Man, I just go like that. Man, you guys look so good. You know what else you look like? When I'm at work and I look at the clock for the 500th time and it actually moves, that's what you guys look like. You guys look like when the clock moves while I'm at work. Give yourselves a hand. My name is Roderick Bentley. I'm an alcoholic, weed-smoking postal worker from Watts. My sister says portraying myself as an alcoholic postal worker is not a positive thing. But I say as long as I don't have to beg or steal to pay for my drugs and alcohol, that's a positive thing. That's a very positive thing. As long as I don't have to pay for my drugs and my alcohol, that's very positive, right? Matter of fact, I got my own tax system. Guess how I pay my bills? For every 2 bills I pay, I buy 1 sack of weed. That's only fair, right? That's only fair. Every 2 bills I pay, I buy 1 sack of weed. And then, you know the weed commercials are coming soon, right? You know the weed commercials are coming soon. So, you know how on Captain Crunch, he has a sword on the cereal box? I want to be on the weed box with my sword. You can call me Captain Munch. Captain Munch. Also, my sword is how I'm going to find my wife, too. If she can swallow this and stay alive, I'm going to put a ring on her on the spot. I'm going to be king, like when King Arthur pulled it out the stone. If she can hold her in her throat without her pulling out, she gets married on the spot. My sword. Man, I'm so glad with this place with their self-expression. See, a whole lot of places don't welcome me with the sword. You can kind of understand why, but I love my sword, man. You gotta be in control with it, right? And it's like this. I don't want you to confuse me with people like these comedians in Vegas and all these places that carry around a truckload of props. I just like to have enough props so I can still run. You know what I'm saying? So you can run and jump and stuff. Like another one of my favorite props is my dynamite. I carry dynamite because I know I'm gonna blow up someday. This also doubles as my Samsung Galaxy Note 7 phone too. You know what? Have you guys been paying attention to politics? I have. And my favorite thing lately has been the search for the chief of staff. Have you been paying attention to the search for the chief of staff?
Yes.
Now, from my understanding, I don't think he would have got anybody to volunteer to do this. You know, when he pitched Mick Mulvaney, he instantly gave this dude some street cred. Because having that job is definitely like going to prison, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I think they should have did. In order to be Donald Trump's chief of staff, they ought to put it on the back of a prison sentence. You know, and don't make it just one person. Like, okay, man, you have to be Donald Trump's chief of staff for like 6 months or a month. No. That job is so bad, they're metering that out by minutes. Even mass murders. Okay, man, you can only be chief of staff for an hour. You know, okay. Mass shooter, you can be chief of staff for 15 minutes. All these people, man. Wow, it's crazy, ain't it? And I thought, I was kind of worried about being here today because about a month before I made this date, I had a date with the dentist. And I had to get one of my teeth fixed. And that's always crazy at the dentist. And it was a tooth in the front. And the thing that was tripping me out was the dentist kept finding his hand covering my nose while he was working on my mouth. And eventually I had to say, okay, Dennis, I'm cool with the ultimate anesthetic, okay? Man, if you keep putting your hand in my mouth, I'm not gonna have to ask you if it hurt or not, okay? So that was my lesson for the dentist, man. And it was so crazy, you know, the dentist thing is something else. See, as I was focusing on my teeth, I checked out looking at these commercials, because you know the smart TVs know what you're doing. These smart TVs know what you're doing. So the time I'm going to the dentist, I'm seeing the commercial that kept coming on was Clear Concept. You know, the one where they want to snatch your whole grill out? Oh man, you know what's coming. That's the future. That's the first part of cyborgs, right? That's the first part of cyborgs. When they replace all your grill, you know what's coming. You know the gummy head market is vibrant out there, right? In about 50 years, you know it's gonna be prostitutes coming in there, getting their teeth taken out, and getting gums put in. Because that gummy head market is very vibrant out there, you know that. You know what I mean when I say gummy head, right? Oh man, I've been watching a lot of TV, right? Your TV commercials are something else, ain't they? You know what one of my favorite TV commercials is now? The one where you see the young lady pushing her basket in the store, and then you see an old lady walk past her and she goes, "Pain medicine! Oh man, you smell just like my water." And she starts walking and cuddling the girl like she's her husband. Oh, that is so funny. You don't get it, man? The girl is coming from the gym and she smells like pain medicine, and she reminds the old lady of her husband. That is so funny. Come on now. That is so funny. That's almost as funny as the one where the dude goes out on the date and his dandruff crashes his date. Y'all didn't see that one? Where the guy goes out on the date and his dandruff goes out on the date with him. A big piece of dandruff in a white suit. Could you imagine that on your date? A big piece of dandruff in a white suit? Oh man, that is crazy, ain't it? That's real crazy. Man, another thing about TV that's been getting on me, the TV interviews. You know the TV interviews I'm talking about. When they catch somebody on the news and they give them an interview. I don't know if y'all caught this one lately, but it was one lady. She said her son called her and told her that he killed somebody. And she was on TV. She said, "My son called me and told me he killed somebody." You know, I had to tell him, "Hold on," so I can get a couple of beers, right? She said that on TV. That's so cool. That's so, you know, that's that candidate interview. I wonder if that reporter got an award for that. That was almost as good as one of the TV interviews I saw a while back. This was a while back, but it was still as funny as this one. This was about, it was some crazy guy in the neighborhood. And this guy, people had been talking about him, reporting to the police and everything, but he hadn't done anything wrong up to that point. So at that, you know, this was so long ago, but still how it rings true today. You know what the dude did? He ended up shooting up an elementary school. You know, shot up an elementary school full of kids, and then when they were interviewing one old man that lived in the neighborhood, the old man said, "Well, we've been trying to call the police on the guy, and all they kept telling us was, well, you have to wait. You have to wait until he does something." Then the old man looked at the newspaper like this. "Well, he done something now." That was a good one too. That was a good one too. You know what, y'all? I'm 55 years old, and I'm sure being 55, you know, my father tried to give me all the stories he needs to give me, all the things I need to be, to know to get raised right. Right. One thing I wish my father would have told me about was long balls. I wish my father would have told me about long balls, man. I woke up one day, brother, it just seemed like this happened just one day. I mean, I just felt like I could go to a rodeo and rope a calf. It felt like I could go to a rodeo and rope a calf at 55, man. That's a good feeling. Not a good feeling, but crazy feeling, huh? Man, long balls. Long balls also fill up my skinny jeans too. Just like with the women with the bras, how the long titties fill up their bras. It's working, ain't it? Long balls, man. Yeah. 55 years old, that's my other thing. That's my other thing. Long titties. I love long titties. I love long titties, see. Because back when I was a young kid, you know, one of the things I felt the best was when you be having a love-making session, a make-out session with your girl, and then you get her shirt off, and, you know, she can take her nipple and touch you, touch God, and that was good. But you had to be in some kind of strange position for that. You know, you had to be in some kind of strange position. Like on your knees, or laying down, somebody sitting on some kind of crazy stuff. But not with long titties. See, with long titties, y'all could be standing there tongue kissing, and she could still take it to you. Massage the whole body with it. That's a fun thing. That's a very fun thing, man. Oh, man. Have you ever heard of this place called Speedy Cash?
Yep.
Speedy Cash advertising, money loaning. Loaning money. Did you see their latest commercial when they said, they'll loan you some money and you can bring them a car, but you don't even have to own it outright? Is that crazy? Man, you can take your car there. What's that? That's like, you know how they say, people say racist dog whistles? That's a dog whistle for Chop Shop, ain't it? Chop Shop dog whistle, man. You bring your car here, no matter where you got it from, we'll give you some money. And that's all right. And then with their motto, they got the serious motto though. Don't let your G ride turn into a free ride. They mean a free ride to the penitentiary, right? Yeah, that's cool, man. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the last, okay. Let me leave y'all one more, boy. I met a young guy at work the other day. And this dude, you know, these younger people, they seem to not want to think things through. And the guy was trying to be in such little tears because his package didn't have, he wanted a label to send his package. And this whole time he was freaking out to find a label to write on his package. It never occurred to him that he could actually write on the box. And I was like, well, you can write on the box, and a lot of you people look like, well, hey, maybe that happened to me too. I'm sorry if it did, but in this instance, when the guy didn't want to write on the box, I said, you know, I was frustrated, and I spoke out loud, and I said, well, wow, these young people, man, they're the Generation X. They're the young folks that don't want to do anything. He said, no, I'm younger than Generation X. I said, really? So you must be Generation Y, huh? Not Generation letter Y, Generation WHY. Why are you so dang dumb, man? That's my time, y'all.